Alright guys, and welcome back to some more Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. We have arrived at, I think, at the aquarium. Alright, so from the elevator landing we need to head to the top floor to the separate Manten East building. The elevator is the type that has a glass window that you can see out. That's amazing. I like those. It takes me out of my gloomy mood. A crowd of people get on with us, and almost all of them are gone by the time we reach the floor that contains the aquarium. They probably stopped off at the apparel, and yeah, probably, who cares? It isn't that we're interested. We weren't interested, but Himeno recommends it's crowded now, so let's come back when it's less busy. And that keeps us back, deciding to stick to the plans that we made at the coffee shop. So we could have totally avoided this if one of us spoke up. Alright, we're here. This should have been the ending of the last video, but that's alright. Stepping onto our floor, the atmosphere immediately switches to a lively one. The sounds of chatter are drowned out by the roar of a large fan. The lighting is dimmed and tinted slightly blue. The windows are also covered, giving a feeling that it has suddenly become night. As this is an aquarium, it makes sense that the concept is based around the ocean. Yes, the pungent smell of salt is a major change. Amazing. It's like we've dived into the deep sea. That's what I thought too. Instead of being targeted at families, lately it seemed to be a date spot for adults, or at least that's what the magazine said. But it's true. Even though this is my second time coming here, it feels like it's the first time. Next to the entrance is a souvenir shop, though it lacks the usual boilisters voices. It appears to be the place that can be reached both from the inside and outside, but doesn't seem to get many customers. Just as Himeno has said, the aquarium seems to be target for adults. It's an atmosphere like that. Even Himeno looks nervous. Hey, Mayu? Yeah, we can leave. Oh no, what? I forgot to tell you one important thing. Himeno makes a mysterious face and brings her mouth up to my ear. What, did you drop your wallet or something? No, it's not that. This is something I heard that's a bit of an urban legend, but they say that the amount of people going missing is on the rise. There's a rumor that this month alone the number missing is well into the double digits. Oh, great. We have this conversation in front of the metal rack that holds the map of the aquarium. Aside from the map, there's a guide to the Manten East building and information about affiliated hotels. During that time, we hear the sound of an elevator opening and closing, but do not see the people going into the aquarium. Manten used to be a shopping district, right? That seems to be why, even if there's a lot of runways, the media wouldn't pay attention to it. But supposedly many of the missing persons had stopped off at the Manten Aquarium. Where'd you hear that from? Who indeed? No one particular. You know how rumors spread. Oh, okay. I feel a cold shiver down my spine. Grace, so now you have induced fear that we might go missing or killed or whatever. Thanks. Right before we go in there. Regardless of how credible the rumor is, a sense of dread shoots through me. Awesome. Considering my past, it's natural that I would feel connected to missing persons around my age range, especially if there are runaways. If that's the case, then it sends chills along my back of my neck. And your friend doesn't even know your secret that you're hiding about you and the connection to you and the aquarium. Why on earth? You could have told me before this. Well, I thought if you heard about it, Mayu, you might have not wanted to come. That was a little stick, like, it looked like a little stick figure like motion there, but that's fine. Oh, so you're forgetting to tell me was a lie then, you little... I had intended to protest firmly, but it did end rather anticlimactically. Ghosts may exist, and they still may be able to come back, but that doesn't mean I'm interested in visiting places where they are. This is proof that Himeno has her own strange interests, yet it still makes me feel even more worried. This rumor has a continuation, specifically people who saw the deep-sea fish booth never came home. Himeno relays those two pieces of information that frightened me with a smile. The rumor itself aside, she wanted to pass over the question of why people were able to see the closed-off deep-sea fish booth in the first place, not wanting to discuss it at all. Wait a minute. Something else is tied beneath that fear, something about the aquarium and the missing persons who didn't come home. That was essentially... Are you okay, Mayu? Sorry, I guess I scared you a bit too much. I think this story's pretty exaggerated, so don't worry. Don't worry about it. Heard it's a fun aquarium. I think we should get those stories, take those stories with a grain of salt, right? Though her kindness is misdirected, it's kindness just the same. Having involuntarily sat down, I take the hand Himeno extends to me. As I slowly rise to my feet, I respond, yeah, you're right. You're probably right. To think that I would hear of a connection to my precious memory in a place like this. It's strange. After 5 years, the memories should have faded. I tell myself this. Then I let out a small sigh. Himeno is actually showing concern, so I sit down on the bench in the rest area next to the souvenir shop. Himeno even brings me a can of coca. As I'm drinking it, she buys our tickets. With her doing all of this, I have to go with her. Are you okay, miss? Unfamiliar man said. The fact that I am thinking thoughts like this canned coca is a little weak, is proof that I'm cooling down. As I'm starting to feel better, the male voice calls out to me. We can only see this part of him so far. Alright. While holding my half-finished coca, I turn in the direction the voice came from. Rather than a boy's voice I expected, it belongs to an adult. So I respond timidly, yeah, I'm okay, so no need to be vigilant. Oh, God. He's wearing a gray knit cap and a brown running shirt. He's tall, even for a guy, so I have to look up at him. His build is almost all muscle. My shoulders stutter a bit of surprise. He appears well over the age of 20, so I can't think of a reason why he wouldn't want to talk to us. He would want to talk to us, rather. Look at this dumb, graduation ring that he's wearing. That's what they look like. Those are scam. Don't buy them. I bet people who bought them in high school just thought they were cool, but never wore them. Anyway, off that subject. Whether he realizes I'm looking up at him or not, he plunks down right next to me. Even after he sits down, we aren't sitting at the same height. Pretending to fix my posture, I move away from him just a little bit. Alright, here we go. Hopefully it doesn't lead to a bad end. This is how you save. No, not that. No, you go to menu, you go to save, and you just save. Oh, okay, and it lets you know what save was new in case you get mixed up. Interesting. Alright, are you not feeling well? No, I'm fine. Alright, I'm gonna die. No, I'm kidding. Thanks to my nerves and my wariness, I end up speaking unnaturally fast. What is this music? I like it, but I didn't expect it. Also, I just realized he has purple eyes. It's not real. Moreover, if he really is a kind person, I might end up abusing his good intentions. How cold. Figures. I say again without thinking, without knowledge that... Wait, what? Without my knowing what he's so happy about, the man's mouth loosens into a grin. You're pretty clever, I give up, but I seriously am worried about you. Your face is pale and all. Oh. Yeah, I'm not too hyped being here. These kind of words taking me by surprise, I inadvertently avert my eyes. For some reason, I became strangely embarrassed and began tapping my index finger. Oh no, don't do that. It's so obvious when you tap your finger. All that aside, since you came to have fun, let me show you around. We're fine. We're fine. Yeah. Words come out so naturally, they surprise even me. I have now become a complete idiot, and my eyes meet his. I work part-time in this building, and I'm familiar with this area, that is. Hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm with a friend. Leave me alone. I grasp and look up. Himeno is carrying 2 tickets and some pamphlets. With her hands on her hips and her cheeks puffed out, Himeno glares at the man with narrow eyes. I think the only ones allowed to hit on junior high schoolers would be high schoolers. Now, I'm not trying to hit on anyone. I'm trying to be nice, right? She looks unwell. Mayu, what happened? Was it hitting on someone? I think it was what you called hitting on someone. Oh. These are weird choices. Ellipses. Not knowing how to respond, I stay silent. On seeing that I'm trouble, he turns to Himeno, who has entered his field of vision. On doing so, he goes, "Hey! What's up?" See, you can't trust someone who says kind things. Are you speaking from personal experience? No, and what are you coming at me for like that, Mayu? Hey, mister, please don't make such a weird face. And mister. Yeah. Mino mutters, facing the man's chest. On hearing her say mister and giving me a puzzled look, the man shows us the plastic name tag hanging around his neck. Oh, he works here. I must have forgotten to take this off. Himeno, speaking of which, he did say he works part-time in this building. And that is that, his entry card or something. Oh, okay. He slaps his knees and rises to his feet. He probably played some kind of sport or something, because the movement as he stands looks so effortlessly. Okay. Oh god, I am Hayayoshi Kenji. So we got a Kenji and we got a Mayu. I can't unsee the characters that I'm thinking of when I hear those names, but it's not them. I work part-time at the shop downstairs, and with this entry card I can get into the aquarium at a discount. Is that a company employee discount? Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I'm not exactly a company employee. I have to get in a half off anyway, so I come here often. Oh, that's quite unexpected of you, mister. Well, when you become older, you'll crave these soothing experiences as well. And I'm not old enough to be a mister. Now he says it. Compared to us, you're definitely old enough to be a mister. Yeah, so fuck off. Angrily, he stiffens in a self-deprecating manner. He appears to be a little older than a college student, so calling him old enough to be a mister is probably rude, but Himeno only said the impression he gave was pretty close. With the aquarium as his shared point of interest, Himeno's attitude towards Hayayoshi-san softens. As proof, Himeno talks to Hayayoshi-san about the shops in this building. I don't really know about brands, so I sip my remaining coca and listen from the outside. My iced coca had become lukewarm coca. Well, mister, you're also well versed in urban legends, right? Great. His mouth lifted into a grin. That's rather unexpected, viewer, as well. So you're interested in those things. Of course I am. You're only young once, so you have to satisfy your curiosity. We're looking into a closed-down deep-sea fish booth. There's a rumor that it opened on the day of the full moon. Do you know anything about it? He places his hand on his chin and looks down. Grunting loudly, he glances at me, looks over at the entrance, then finally turns to Himeno and opens his mouth. I think you need to give up on that one thing. Naturally, I'm a regular here. I often hear rumors like there's spirits floating in the tanks, and every person dies in a jellyfish tank. Increases by 1 and so on. The story you mentioned shouldn't be anything more than one of those rumors, but stop dancing around and just tell me. Nah, you gotta play the game. Don't tell me everything now. Previously, I knew someone who went looking into this just as you girls are looking to it now. He went missing soon after. Great. Without thinking about it, I joined their conversation. As someone who's gone missing here if someone has gone missing here at Manten Aquarium, it holds significance for me as well. So she knows someone who went missing here, obviously by the visions. So is that real? I glance back in surprise. Himeno's still looking at him with doubt in her eyes. Hayayoshi-san listens to what Himeno said and with a playful smile responds, "Just kidding, it's a lie." I wonder if it is a lie. Because of the words he mustered, my curiosity has quite piqued. I couldn't imagine the tense face he made as he told the story of an acquaintance who went missing being faked. That's right. If that's the case, then this is really might interest you, Mayu. I've thought from the beginning that it would be better just to give up. No way! I've already bought the tickets. You're stuck with me. Himeno's face shows that she's enjoyed herself in the end, and she takes my arm to gently pull me closer to her. That was the signal when she was ready to go, and in my mind I prayed that nothing will happen. Well then, wanna walk around with me? No. Nah, that's fine. I think we'll pass. No way. Oh, that's fine. No, not sarcastically. Oh yeah, I didn't read this. He calls out to Yoshi and calls out to Himeno, who said later, but then it's me who rather Christmas around first. I think we'll pass. It's fine. We're just here together. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I have days off. I have the day off anyway. Besides, I think you'd be better off having someone as knowledgeable about this place. No, that's all right. It's not a good look. Mayu says she has no interest in you. Himeno, it's not that I'm not interested. It's just that I am. It's not that I am either. Mayu, don't. You're trying to be nice, but just tell him no. A bitter grin spreading across my face. Hayoshi-sen waves at us. Without looking back, we head to the gate of the Manten Aquarium. Finally, the aquarium entrance is so dark that we can't see in front of us until we are inside. I can feel the cold air on my skin. I get a sensation of something heavy causing me to rub my arm. Naturally, there is no mark indicating something has touched me, but I called back by Himeno's, "Hey, let's go." I passed my ticket through the machine. Alright, we're in. Might as well just save here real quick. No, that's not it either. I like the music in the game so far. Also, I'm not doing it in order. I'm going up and down. Oh well. That figures that the whole "if you come on a day of a full moon, all the water will change into blood" thing is a lie. The water's normal. Of course it is. Right away, she's starting to hate her visit. Himeno says so regretfully. Even so, she's still unable to hold back her excitement of having come to the aquarium, and her steps are fittingly light. I really do like aquariums a lot. This is like a really fancy one, so I've never been to one of those. As we come out of the gate, there are several small tanks nearby. Manten Aquarium's first and most celebrated exhibit is the one displaying fish native of Tokyo Bay. There are 4 tanks in this corner from left to right, each one showing the environments of the river flowing into Tokyo Bay. Brackish waters, shoals, and open water have come one right after another. Himeno giggles as rockfish, porgy, and other fish were recognized from the supermarket are also there. This booth also showcases environmental problems in order to prompt consciousness of the issue, causing the tightening in my chest. Water pollution's a serious problem. Tomorrow, I think I will try asking my mom to use a little less detergent. Suddenly, it's gotten like this. Himeno's reaction to the polar exhibit. Himeno's reaction is the polar opposite of mine. Even as I'm reading the panel, she's uninterested in the display. Just like that, I read every last panel. Himeno has long since stopped watching me, crossing her arms and puffing out her cheeks. Thanks for waiting. She's just too serious, Mayu. If you act like that the whole time, the day will be over and they'll close. It'll be fine. This area isn't that big, and it's not like I'm going to read everything. As soon as she hears what I said, her expression of dissatisfaction appears on Himeno's face. Well, let's head to the next area. Next is the tunnel tank. There might be ghosts. Or maybe they'll be human-like fish. This place would be, like, there's no way this would be open to the public if they actually had this stuff, but, I guess it's implied that these kids are like, these girls are like, I don't know, 13, 14, something like that, maybe. Even saying something like that, upon entering the aquarium, I had begun to enjoy myself. Upon cheerfully calling out to Himeno, my previous unease has disappeared, leaving me ready to move forward with a light step. She's feeling much better. Good to hear. Amazing. Really amazing and pretty. With no door to partitioned this booth, and the next passing besides this tank took us to the next one, where larger breeds of fish swim about. Yeah, this is us having fun. This is no ordinary tank, but rather a giant tube-like tunnel with left and right sides connected above our heads are in our arc. As we walk through the tunnel, we're unable to watch the fish moving about in 3 dimensions. We bring our faces as close as we can to the glass, giving the illusion that we're in the ocean. Just watching the mantos, the rays, the various types of sharks, and the sea turtles can be intoxicating for us humans. When I was a child, I thought the ceiling might crack. I also thought that, but now I pass that feeling up, only leaving the throbbing in my heart. I always thought, like, if one of the animals just decided to charge the arc, like, I wonder what kind of glass it's made of where that might not happen. I don't know. The water is a giant bundle of blue, various colors within it shooting every which way. Being able to see how big they are up close, separated by mere centimeters of glass, is so impressive that gives me the greatest realization of our shared existence. Here, Himeno's pace slows and she takes her steps one by one. Hey Maya, look at those huge fangs. Himeno, that fish is cute too. Ah, the stingray's face is creepy. It is really creepy. It's like under them. I think it's cute. Ah, mantas. It's so huge. It's huge. The little one over there looks yummy. Talking as the words come to us, our conversation seems to be out of sync. Our feelings are being touched, however, are the same, and Himeno's enjoyment is obvious. Being surrounded by water and the fish as we were, we feel as though we're freed from any sense of time. Mayo doesn't the raised face look human? Maybe so. It does! The mystery of the human face fish is solved. Naturally. Well, if you're okay with it, then so am I. Thus we learned the true nature of one of Urban's legends. I was fine either way, but Himeno, this way is probably best. For Himeno, this way is probably best. Though from Himeno's enthusiastic stance, even as she watches the fish, she probably realizes just how implausible it all is. Rather than get tired of it, though, I'm having fun. That's the most important thing. We move leisurely through the tunnel, coming upon a stop at the center. Up to this point, only the big things have caught our eyes. But on closer inspection of the tank, there's also sand piled up to our knees, with shrimp, shellfish, small fish, and other such creatures dwelling there. Compared to the manta rays, the small shrimp, which can't even be considered child-sized, seem so cute and innocent that they swim around, breaking through the sand. That's cute. Hey, look. Ah, they're tiny. As I expected, Himeno has followed the human-faced ray, and on seeing my fingertip speaks in a playful tone. Upon sensing the tremors of Himeno's poking the glass, the rays kick at the sand and flees deeper into the tank. But it's gone now. As I say this to Himeno, I smile at a small shrimp. Himeno does the same thing, smiling widely. Yeah, before long, the two of us were looking at the ceiling, toying with the question of just how high it was. Even looking up, we can only see the fish swimming, never the ceiling. Looking up from the bottom of the sea, one would naturally see the rays of the sun piercing the water. But looking up there was the opposite, with the bottom of the sea seemingly to continue forever. It could have been a reflection of the light, or the ceiling really might have been too high. As I realize I can't be sure, my eyes settle on a small but characteristically long-nosed shark swimming past. Those are the weird-looking sharks. They're cool, though. Sharks, that's a ray, isn't it? You should have saw it from behind earlier. As soon as I mutter, Himeno responds. It's true that although I'm interested in this type, Himeno is fixated on the human-faced ray, obviously. That's what she came for. Huh? What's up? Then we have some creepy, ominous music. Himeno asks as I falter. This conversation gives me a sense of what you might call deja vu. How strange. I felt as if I've had this conversation before. At that moment, my vision has died ultramarine. Shit. Uh-oh. Okay. That's not good. It was no longer Himeno in front of me, but someone else that had caught my attention. This can't be real. Hey Mayu, what's up? The ultramarine color unchanged. Within it, a face like mine passes before me. A face like mine from 5 years ago. Wearing an ultramarine overcoat that merges with the color of my vision, the girl turns to me and seems to be giving me a gentle smile. Mayu, wait. Mari. Who's Mari? Probably Maria or something. Without hearing Himeno calling me back, I start running. We haven't finished looking at everything in the tube tunnel tank, but there's something more important right in front of me. Long hair that looks almost transparent, a thick blue coat, cute boots with fur on them. Boots with the fur. There was no way I could forget that outfit. That's because it was the outfit of my little sister. Nakanobi Mari. Wore when she went missing here 5 years ago. Wait, so her little sister went missing here. You think, I guess her friend didn't know that? Because like everything she was saying to her would have been like very, like it would bring up the fact that her sister went missing here, unless she just hid that from everybody. That's weird. Okay. So the friend never knew that her little sister went missing, so every time it was brought up or whatever, or maybe she just doesn't care. Like, never asked that. How's your sister? She's fine, she's a camp. Still at camp. Or maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. The girl quickens her pace as if playing with me and disappears out the other side of the tunnel. There are hardly any people there, but I might lose sight of her between the shadows of the tank in the corner. Mari, why? Hey, Mayu, wait. Breathing heavily, Himeno chases after me. I say sorry and break away from her, searching for the vision of Mari. As she's running, sorry. As I come out of the tunnel, I survey the area, spotting the winter skirt nearby. I chase after that swaying form. Behind me, I can hear the intensity of Himeno's rushing steps and quicken my pace. She hit a wall? What happened? Oh, having fallen into a trance, I realize what was going on. I slam into someone and fall on my backside. Hi. Okay, the girl clicks her tongue and she picks up what was dropped. As I start to say excuse me to her, she's already moving past me and running off somewhere. Because of that brief incident, I'm unable to find a way out of my confusion. Anyway, Mari, I feel bad about the person I run into causing me to feel flustered. In that exchange, I lose sight both of the long-haired girl and that long skirt. But you were going this way, right? I'm not sure myself where I'm running to, but I think you can say I'm definitely running with all my heart. I pass between more tanks than I can remember, and I don't pay them one bit of attention. I just continue following Mari's back, running. Mari is just as bashful as she was the day she disappeared. Mayu, get a hold of yourself. Those few words ended my chase. To be more accurate, it was ended by Himeno herself, who grabbed my wrist. You suddenly took off and you wouldn't turn around no matter how many times I called you. Even when you dropped something, you had no idea. What happened to you all of a sudden? Wait, Himeno, if I can go after Mari, I'll explain everything. Hold it. I looked back at Himeno upon hearing her extremely hurt voice. I see tears forming. Oh wow, she was crying? I turned my whole body to face her. Why is she crying? I stand in silence like this for several seconds. If I tell Himeno about Mari, I'm sure she will regret bringing me to the aquarium. When she followed me, she had to have seen Mari. It's natural that she would have some misgivings about me chasing some total strangers since she doesn't even know Myri. Even so, I'm not sure what to say. If I apologize now and play dumb, we can probably go back to playfully searching the aquarium for information. But it's not something I can do. It isn't the similarities that are the problem. Myri is here, and just as she had been on that day, there's no way I can go home without taking her with me. Mayu, tell me what's going on. Who's Myri? Why do you keep running off without saying anything? Okay, so she never even knew about her sister. Okay. Tears are pouring out of Himeno's eyes. I can't understand why she's so sad. But still, my little sister. My little sister, she was here. Little sister? The girl I was chasing. She's my little sister. Myri disappeared 5 years ago. Here. This aquarium. Looking at her tear-stained face, I no longer feel like hiding anything. Perhaps in the depths of my consciousness, I'm hoping Himeno will become satisfied and say she wants to look for Myri with me. I'll explain it in more detail later. On top of that, when I look back at her once, Himeno squeezes my hand and holds me back. This is the gentlest but the strongest that she's held my hand. Himeno stares into my eyes, then tilts her head to the side. What do you mean you were chasing someone? I told you, the little girl in front of me, wearing that ultramarine coat and boots, remember? That was Myri. Exactly how she looked long ago. Oh no. Snap out of it, you're crazy. Himeno shouts. It isn't simply a loud voice, but one weighed down with great sadness. It definitely gets through to me, but that doesn't mean it will stop me. Because without a doubt, I was right. Myri had been right before my eyes. So I had to chase. Let's just say that even if this girl, Myri girl, is here, she would have grown in 5 years and her clothes wouldn't be the same. It's the summer. Why would she be wearing a coat? She was here. I saw her. No, Mayu. No. You weren't chasing anyone. You just took off running. You look like a crazy person. Just calm down. Our tickets will get us back in, but how about some coca in the rest area? You look tired, since you were a little shaky earlier. Huh. I know she isn't lying just to persuade me. There's no way that I'm seeing Myri. There is no way that my seeing Myri there was a lie. That's why I started to speak without really knowing what I want to say. Himeno. Myri, are you okay? Wiping away her tears, Himeno smiles at me. Surely she has plenty of strong feelings about this whole thing. I'm sure she has loads to say about me keeping that Myri thing and my reason for resisting visiting the aquarium quiet. Even so, it seems as though Himeno has accepted me. She just smiles and lets it go. That's a good friend. That's probably right. Surely you were by the entrance. We'll know if Myri comes out. Yeah, that's good. That's right. That's more like you. Let's go have some coca. You can tell me everything. As she smiles, Himeno once again takes my hand into her soft palm. Oh, that's right. You dropped this. What is it? What is that? It's a keychain, a blue droplet shape inlaid with stardust, and also holds a starfish charm. It isn't exactly rare being a giveaway item. But why did Himeno have it? Only questions arise in my mind. Why, when that keychain was on thinking about it, I instinctively shake off Himeno's hand. Hey, what are you doing after I picked it up for you and all? Himeno's voice is like an arrow piercing through me. The pain in my chest is nothing more than discomfort. What is Himeno saying? That isn't mine. Oh no. Now I can't look at her face. What liar. Excuse me? That's not mine. It isn't something I dropped. It was Myri's. Myri dropped it. That can't be. I'm not lying. Really, there is no Mari-chan, so she couldn't have dropped that keychain. Okay. But isn't it you who's lying? No one... No one else is here. That's enough. Oh no. That's weird. Why is she just being a jerk now? Saying that, I turn my back to Himeno. When I glance back, Himeno's shocked expression gets further away. She was there. Mari had definitely been there. Because the keychain Himeno had, it belonged to Mari. There was no way I could forget it. It was just before Mari went missing. You are the one who's lying.